Let's switch in. We are having a pause at the start at any rate, so that helped us a bit as well. But we are in, and it's going to be, as expected, a Nomad. Nomad for the Jedi Master Z. And, oh well, that's an interesting map. A lot of water to the left side for Roboboro right now, who is just on the shoreline in there. But also there's quite a lot of ice, which basically prevents building of docks, and he's kind of lucky that he's exactly on the spot where he can build a dock actually a bit later. But otherwise, it's not really ideal for him at all. And he will have to hope there's a bit more better placement on the right, for example. But so far, I don't really see it all that much. That might be kind of curious in here.
Yeah, it's never easy to tell in the first couple of minutes on Nomad how things are going to play out.
We're also seeing a switch of exit yet again instead of Ovenka. So it's almost looking like that actually Ovenka isn't feeling comfortable on a Nomad type maps. And exit is feeling much better in there. And it's looking like that Robo will be close to exit himself. Building the town center on the right side. And well, oh well, he's going to be between Yannick and exit. Huh. Good luck. That's not really great for him. Otherwise, the starting positions seem to be kinda okay for Yannick. He's having pretty nice gold right next to his town center. He doesn't have all that much hunt, but he does have the sheep right next to it, but I think he doesn't actually see it. And the triple boars, oh well, they're not really far behind. That's actually not a bad placement for him at all. Oh, but he just actually missed the boar. Right now coming with a legit to the down. And can he actually notice it now? Because if he cannot, that would be a bit of a problem. Oh, just missing it still, and now he sees it. So he knows there are some extra bars in there. And he sees all three of them, so right now he's going to be quite happy about the placement of his town center. And well, it's going to be resulting in the first one already being taken by him, I think. Because he definitely will need it as the sheep are slowly running out. But otherwise, the positioning of Robo is not bad either. He's having at least the deer in there at the bottom. He potentially could be stealing a few of the bars on the left as well. They are basically halfway between him and his opponent Yannick. Not really a bad placement, but I don't really see any kind of gold or stone for him.
Just a quick question. In the rules, there is no restart allowed, right?
No, only that the players actually cannot really fight in the early stage and such.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because in such a situation, Robo would usually want to call for a restart because his start is awful, to be honest. The score shows it, and he will fall behind further and further.
Yeah, and right now I'm still thinking that he actually doesn't realize that he is between the two opponents. I'm fairly not certain if he actually knows. He maybe knows about exit, maybe he could have noticed some villager in there. Because that's quite close by to his actually point of view, so he probably has seen that he's very close to exit, but otherwise I'm fairly certain he doesn't know about Yannick from the left. That's going to be a pretty nasty surprise for him, I think. Otherwise, Influencio seems to be having a pretty good spot at the top, already butchering the second bar, so having a pretty good spot for him, going for the third right about now, having stone in there. Yet another stone, but where is some kind of gold? Well, quite far away. Quite far away, or also at the top, so that could be helping him a bit. And he's already dropped the dock, so we are seeing basically the docks from the Jedi Masters on the left. And luckily, this is actually seems to be the kind of ice that you can build on. But there's also a type of ice where you actually cannot build on, and that would be a pretty big problem for him. And well, so far it's double the Jedi on the left with Yannick being docked in there, and exit on the right. Well. So on the water, probably not all that easy for Yannick to keep himself alive against two opponents, but on the right, at the same time, exit will be having pretty much uncontested echo for quite a long time, and that should be allowing him to boost this early economy quite nicely.
I'm not so sure about Exit's economy. The fish next to his dock is rather bad. It's just shorefish, and his gold and 2 stone mines are to the front that Influencer could raid. Maybe it's just hope, or let's say wishful thinking, because Robo has a rough start. Yannick will be the decider here, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. From all of the players, I think he has basically the best starting position. Combining the gold right next to the TC, the stone not really far away, and having the boars right next to him. So I think he basically won the lottery in here. But otherwise, you quite right that even though Exit does have the water in there and just the shorefish, even though I think they are quite numerous in there, so it shouldn't be that bad, but it's not great, obviously, as opposed to, for example, Robo on the bottom, on the left corner. That's definitely a pretty nice position for him with Yannick. But yes, exactly as you say, the gold mine and the stone mines are pretty forward. It might not be all that easy for him to defend if Influenzio is arriving in his base the first time he advances into the feudal age. Interesting housing by Yannick on the left, right next to the little pond, as he's basically trying to probably see something about the hunting there, or maybe just hoping to see if somebody is advancing through that part of the map.
Yeah, I just looked at Robo's exploration. He has definitely seen Exit there. He sees the boars, he sees the chopped trees. Did he spot Yannick? Ah, he didn't. He missed him.
I think that he really missed Yannick, that he still doesn't know about him at all. I'm just going to check if actually Influenzio knows about something at the bottom. Oh, well, I think he doesn't know about Yannick at all, either. So I think that Yannick is actually still a secret for the Jedi. They probably don't know
Yeah.
where he is.
Take a look. Influenza. Yep, missed him too. That's gonna be a nice surprise.
Yeah, that's actually going to play in CZ Scars quite a lot. And interesting building of houses by Robo on the right side to basically prevent some easy gathering of the stone. And basically forcing him exactly into the offensive position in the front, so that might be exactly the plan that you were talking about already being set into place from the Jedi to somehow attack Exit. And I think it would make sense, because in the first game they have seen that Exit was having a bit of a struggle in there. So they may be hoping that exactly that is going to be happening in here as well. And you can see the expertise of Influencia on this map. 26 villages, whereas the others are 21, 22. There's just a trackload of difference in there.
Yeah. Robo has a villager in the almost corner there. Curious what's the plan.
Yeah, he's just building the houses all around the place, so he basically wants to know absolutely exactly what his opponent is doing, I think. And he's right now even killing the deer. Well, that's cheeky.
Did you show the dog for Influenza on the stream?
Yeah, that's pretty nice dog, and he's already having quite a lot of fishes in there, and that's probably what helped him to have such a strong economy so early, because I don't think he had all that much of a hunt in there in the front, right next to the TC. He did have at least a few boars in there, right now finishing with the deer, but I still think that the extra fishing boats did help him to be so much stronger than the opponents, really by a fifth more than all the rest. That's almost like a cheat right there. Really can't imagine how he can be so better than the other players on this kind of map, especially looking at the pretty good start of Yannick.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you use spectator overlay or spectator dashboard?
I use the standard that comes with Woobly, so I think that's the dashboard.
Maybe, yeah. Because for me, I think it shows villagers and fish both at the same time. So
Yeah,
that's why it looks...
I see that as well, so you're probably seeing the same. But right now, the Chinese Yannick is actually dropping a stable, so he's gonna go for a bit of raiding with Scout Cavalry, which is of course gonna expect it, and he's going to be trying to jump into the castle reasonably soon. Right now dropping the blacksmith, and does he have the resources? Well, almost does. Almost does, and we can see Exit actually towering
yeah.
on Robo. Oh well.
Well, it's not a good town center position anyway, so when he's in feudal, which is now, he might build a new town center even. Let's take a look.
It's though kind of looking that actually this is a bit of a lucky break for Roboboro, because there isn't anything substantial actually to be guarded from the towers. He doesn't really need it. He doesn't need to guard anything in there. He does have the gold and the stone in the forefront. That's exactly where he's right now dropping the tower for the protection. And that basically means that I'm kind of thinking that Exit's towering is going to be a waste of resources. He's not going to achieve anything with it, and that's not really good for him, especially on a map like Nomad.
Yeah. Well, there's two big risks for both teams right now. Yannick will be castle in a minute, basically, and Robo's villagers are in the middle of the map, almost completely unprotected, just one tower. And then again, Influenza had a almost perfect start, I would say, and he could hit Exit pretty bad.
Yes, it's looking like that actually right now already double stable for the Chinese Influenza, so it should be quite stronger than Yannick. And especially looking that he's having 6 more villagers and 2 more fishing boats than Yannick, he should be much more stronger than him and have a much better economy overall. There seemed to be a bit of a fight, at least there was a bit of a fight for the berries between Robo and Yannick. Those two mills and the palisades and such. The towers right now coming up.
Yannick in the middle of, let's call it Robo's base. Oh, he's dropping a town center. He deleted it.
No, because he probably didn't see the tower, I think. But it's still in range.
He placed it 2 tiles more to the back now.
Unfortunately, it's still in range, and another tower coming up with all the villages from Robo.
He's fighting for his life right now.
Well, the town center should be slower than the tower, but not really by much.
I'm not sure whether he can prevent it. He should be. If he garrisons the villagers and micros the tower, then yes.
He could. It will probably cost a few villages to Yannick, which is not really a good trade-off, especially since he's already so far behind Influenzina.
I'm not even sure. It's 1,700 HP, 700 HP missing. That TC is not going to go up.
But at the same time, it also means that actually Robo is going to cripple his economy. Because if he cannot use the villages, well... Oh man,
Yannick,
that's going to be a really
Yannick
fight.
Going for it. Yannick going for it. Yeah, that should be enough fills.
Yeah, it's going to be fine right now.
And no, Robo is not microing.
Oh yeah, he's gonna lose the villages in there. Oh my.
Not ideal. Now the knights are coming in from Influenza.
Yeah, knights are already in, as Yannick is trying to prepare himself for exactly this. And Yannick was having, idle villages right now, but it was because he was trying to actually shoot at all those knights. But right now, the economy advantage should be coming quite strongly for Influenzia. But at the same time, Exit is advancing into castle, and I'm not thinking that Robo is going to be ready for that. He's having 500 food right now. He just spent 100 food for something. Not exactly sure what. Extra villages. He was clicking extra villages. Which is a weird choice. I would maybe think that you might want to actually advance into castle as fast as possible. I'm just going to check somewhere if he maybe isn't going to be switching into slinging, but so far doesn't really seem so. But there's... bit of a fighting at the top, right next to the gold mines and stone mines of Exit. There's a bit of extra towers coming up.
Influenza could do terrible damage there with a few knights.
Exactly, and it doesn't seem like that Yannick is anywhere close by. So, well, we're just now getting finished, that's a bit of luck. And right next to the gold mine as well, so he's just a bit too late. Unfortunately for him, and quite luckily for Exit, because this could have been a pretty big disaster for him. He would have lost a ton of villagers, and since Yannick is nowhere nearby, he's literally nowhere nearby. Where is he?
What are you looking for right now?
For any kind of army from Yannick.
Yannick got some fire ships on the water and on land. What is he doing? He's got a stable, but...
Yeah. Right now there, right in the top.
Knights.
Yeah. Oh, pretty nice job, actually called 4 villagers in there. Not bad at all. That's much better than what Influenzia was able to manage. He killed about 1, if I see things correctly, right next to red DC, but that's pretty much it right now. And, well, it seems to be working quite nicely, the extra front DC. Right now keeping everything in check and getting some extra hunt in there, which is definitely helping Yannick. And, oh well, just looking at the score of Robo, less than a half of Influenzia
Robo
right
should
now.
either run to the north or run to the west I don't know why he's insisting on holding his position there. I don't know.
Also kind of thinking that the position in here is basically compromised, and he has a pretty free way to retreat to Influenzio's base, and since Influenzio has having a pretty good amount of knights right about now, finally Yannick going to be countering with monks with better than just the one stable camels.
Yeah, it's 4 now, 5 military units for Yannick and 14 for Influenza.
Well, that's really curious. I'm going to switch into Yannick to have a look at his resources. Oh, he doesn't have gold. That's the reason. He does have enough food, but he doesn't have the gold.
There's gold in the west, gold in the south.
And that's why it doesn't really make all that much sort of sense to make the monastery if he doesn't have the gold.
He's adding more villages on gold now at his starting town center.
He should be really gathering from the gold right next to the second DC, because that's pretty much safe right about now, but not really for much longer, because you can see that Robo is quite sneakily building the towers all around it. So they are going to be attempting to basically gold starve Yannick, which is not a bad choice at all at this stage. And
True.
well, on the water at least, it seems like that Yannick is doing a decent job, as he seems to be annoying his opponents with the fire ships in there.
Maybe Influenza has even given up on water. He had all the, you know, big fish. He's not so interested in water anymore, I think.
Yeah, I don't really think he needs to rely on the water anymore, because he does have the advantage in the villages quite nicely. He's at, well, 71. What the hell? 71 villagers, and Yannick is at 51. Robo 26, exit 39. At this stage, I'm kind of thinking that Influenzio can win this just by himself.
Yeah, it almost looks like it. They have the score lead. Yannick just asked Exit where to find gold. Exit flared on the minimap, and now there's a town center going up in the south.
Yeah, that's actually, oh, 3 gold mines. That's a pretty nice spot for him, but this game is most definitely not over yet, as even though CZs overall as a team should be having the advantage in the individual play, Influenzio is definitely above everybody else, and with the extra supportive towers nicely built by Roboboro, kinda underestimated by Yannick, I have to say, especially right now the one next to the tree line and next to the gold, that's not really going to be all that easy for him.
Yeah, and both CZ players are going full anti-cavalry. Spearmen, camels, monks. Not sure if Influencer can win this 2v1 with knights.
And I hear some mangonels somewhere.
Yes, there's a siege workshop from Exit.
Yeah, Exit trying to basically mop up with Roboboro, trying to get rid of him altogether. But especially on the left right now, Influenzio is taking it into Yannick's base and preventing the second stable, which is of course a bit of a problem for Yannick, as he still doesn't have all that strong economy, but he definitely could use extras. And oh well, there's a castle drop.
There it is.
There's a castle drop that actually Yannick cannot prevent. I don't think he has any kind of significant army, but maybe Exit could be helping from the top. But with just a few camels, not really.
There were knights chasing villagers and killing quite a few, but there's a town center going up, so the villagers will be safe.
Yeah, and all the time, the difference in the villages is just growing. 91 right now for Influenzio, 56 for Yannick as the best. So he's basically right now Influenzio having the same economy as both of his opponents at the same time. So he doesn't really mind that Robo is not all that strongly present in the game. With 26 villages.
And look at the new town center behind the forest. So many villagers going down because Yannick cannot garrison them all.
Yeah. That's pretty tough for him. Pretty tough, and this is going to be really interesting, because right now it is switching from Yannick being the most important part of the game for CZ into Exit. Because if Exit, who wasn't really harassed or anything right now, can basically come through, he could still protect his teammate or other help him defend, and could be someone to win.
And now, I have to say this was a really 2K move there by Influenza. He dropped the castle between two town centers. There is a tower now, but it's not gonna prevent the castle now, no chance. Honestly, map control 2k plus thinking there, honestly. Very well played.
And Robo is right now dropping the market, so he might be wanting to actually swing, and that's not going to come in
And
to
that's
effect as
it.
GG skiing gold. And yep, this was
was
yet again good choice of the home map right now for the Jedi Z, and they are inching into the lead 2-1 in here in the semifinals of season 39, so definitely well deserved. And just confirmation what we are talking about even during the first game as Influenzino and the Jedi Z overall being really skilled on Nomad type maps. Just
yes,
ending
and
at 103 villages. Influenzino. God damn it.
and again, this was the chessmate move, I think. The second the castle went up, Yannick called the GG. So powerful decision there. Okay, looking at the achievements quickly.
Probably not going to see anything that we haven't seen in the game. And, well, we probably didn't expect the game to go this way, especially since we have seen Robo's position, but it all turned out that Influenzio unchecked, yeah, it's nothing to be trifled with.
Yeah, population 106 for green. All the other players except Robo in the 60s.
So much more resources than the others. It's just brutal.
Yes. Literally. I think Influencer didn't even have the stone. He sold quite some resources, food and wood, and I'm not sure what, and then bought 300 stone to drop that second castle. So, yeah, good decision.
Well then, GG.
Let's go back.
GG, and we
And
are going to be...
of course, to Robo, good job surviving there.
Most definitely. He was doing a pretty great job with the towers because he was preventing some kind of economy gain from both Yannick and Exit. And much more importantly, he was basically keeping Exit busy. And Exit couldn't do anything else against Influenzino, and that's definitely a pretty good job having such kind of half economy like Robo was having. Yep, nicely played by him. And overall the Jedi Master Z